Just a few minutes, Pete Sampras and Alex Corretja will take the stadium court for a men's quarterfinal matchup for a spot in the US Open semifinals. 1996 has been an interesting year for men's tennis. Each of the Grand Slams has welcomed a new champion. Translation, Pete Sampras hasn't won a Grand Slam title yet this year. If he doesn't, it will be the first time since '93. 1996 has been a challenge for him, both physically and emotionally.
The only thing that can improve my career is winning majors. You know, I've been #1 for quite a while, and the only thing that can make it better is winning major tournaments.
For the top player in the world, being the best on the computer doesn't equal being the best on the court.
It's so much more important winning majors than the ranking. I mean, I can't say that enough. I mean, I'd give up, you know, all the weeks I've been #1 for an extra major tournament. I mean, I'd trade that without question.
Since he took the 1990 US Open, winning a major has never seemed too difficult for Sampras, but it's been a year since his last major victory. And Pete may not hit a Grand Slam for the first time in 5 years. That makes defending this year's championship imperative.
This is my last opportunity to win a major, and I put so much emphasis and pressure on myself to win here.
If you don't win here, is the year a wash?
It's going to be a disappointment.
But Pete's greatest disappointment this past year was more personal than professional. His former coach, mentor, and friend, Tim Gullickson, passed away after a long battle with brain cancer.
Tim was my best buddy. We shared a lot of great memories on the court and off the court. I mean, he was a good friend. I've told him things I've never told anyone. I mean, he was someone that I admired, and just to see what he went through with all the radiation and him, you know, passing away, and the finality of not be able to see or speak to him again, I still can't believe it to this day that he's gone.
Despite the loss of Gullickson just before the French Open, Sampras gathered himself and played with guts and grace on his most challenging surface. His semifinal appearance was his best ever at Roland Garros.
I wanted so much to win it for Tim, I just ran out of gas.
But don't expect Pete to run out of gas here in New York.
I feel like I always played pretty well here. It's on hard court, the surface I've played on. The New York fans are really into the tennis.
Sampras seeks his 4th Open of the 90s, and 2 of his victories have come against his rival, Andre Agassi.
When I walk out on the court against Andre, it's a little bit different. He brings a lot of interest that people don't really follow the game will follow the game.
There's always interest in Sampras's game, especially when he's playing his best on the stadium. But Pete believes his game could be even better.
I wish I could return like Agassi and have the speed like Chang. But I'd keep my serve.
And there's Pete Sampras on the stadium court. And if there's anything else he needs to work on in his game, I'm sure John McEnroe has a comment. Let's throw it out to Bill McAtee and John McEnroe.
All right, John Frankel, thank you very much. Well, Sampras played like a man possessed the other night against Philippoussis, and a little bit of a letdown, you think, against Corretja, possible?
Well, it's possible. We need viewers for this match. Okay?
So let's bump it up.
I don't think it's probable. I think that in this case, Alex Corretja, who once again, I'll say, great effort to get to the quarterfinals. He's shown he can play on the hard court surfaces. As a matter of fact, this is his 9th tournament of the year on hard court. Right. So he's actually played more hard court tournaments than clay courts. So he's coming around on the hard courts. He just doesn't have enough of a game. Pete Sampras, we know, has got that big serve. His quickness, underrated. Tip-top fitness, can do everything. And Alex Corretja doesn't have all those weapons. Yes, he competes well. He moves well around the court. He's got a pretty good forehand, pretty good all-around game. We'll take a look at Alex Corretja there. He's got a decent serve, but not comfortable at net and not comfortable in these surroundings.
If he's got to come up with a game plan against Sampras, what do you think it'll be?
He's going to attempt to do what he did last year against Andre Agassi here in the 2nd round. He's going to try to just hang in every point, hope that Sampras has a bit of an off day, makes a lot of unforced errors, can impose his forehand in this match. If he can, I know he's not comfortable with this. Most clay courters aren't. Try to step in a little bit closer, not give Sampras the angles, and hopefully he can catch Sampras on the wrong side of the bed.
You know, for a guy who's had all the success here that Pete Sampras has, he's moved through rather quietly. I mean, a lot of attention obviously on Agassi and then Agassi-Mooster, but quietly the pieces starting to come together for Pete.
Well, he struggled against Novak in the second round. We take a look at Pete there. He really pulled it together against Philippoussis. A lot of people also talking about that great champion who we'll see tonight, Stefan Edberg. So, as you pointed out, a little quiet run for Pete Sampras so far, but he desperately wants to win this tournament. It's his shot, in all honesty, Bill, to be the #1 player in the world. He's not going to be the #1 player in the world if he doesn't win this US Open. He talks about in the opening how important the majors are. I disagree with him. I think it's more important to be ranked #1 in the world in the computer at the end of the year. Hopefully you get some majors with that, but Pete has his own opinion. He feels by far and away that the majors are the most important to him, so you can see why he'll be ready to play today.
This one of the hottest days of the US Open thus far. Do you think the heat will become a factor?
I think it can very well become a factor. It's hard to say for who. I think both players are extremely fit. I just have to think, because Pete Sampras has so much more experience on his hard court surfaces, and it's such an important event for him, and the Corretja has a tendency to stay well behind the baseline, that sooner or later you're going to see the same thing happen to him if it goes a while against Agassi. He really tired in the 5th set, and Agassi was able to dominate because Agassi makes you run so much more. Sampras similar in that way.
All right, men's quarterfinals, Sampras Corretja, that's coming up when we return to the Open right after these messages.
Pacific Blue. All new episodes. Saturday nights at 9. Only on USA.
Know what we've got for you this weekend? Tune in to Intro Television's Preview Weekends and watch great HBO movies for free. It's only September 7th and 8th, so look for Intro Television on your cable system.
Oops, my bad. Back when that came out, I played it over and over again, and I still can't get enough. It's a classic, kind of like this cat.
The Tom Joyner Morning Show on WHUR.
You got to put me in that commercial, baby.
Oh, sorry, Miss Dupree.
I'm prettier than you.
Yeah, but they're filming me through a filter.
Yeah, well, they're filming me through a door.
The Tom Joyner Morning Show on WHUR.
Dream.
Bill.
The champion. A hero's journey.
Gail is never going to run again.
Louis Gossett Jr. and Charlene Woodard as Gail Devers run for the dream from USA Pictures. Premiering September 18th.
Visa presents The Road to Victory. Brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere you want to be.
The 1980 US Open semifinals pitted defending champion Tracy Austin against 4-time champion Chris Evert. A strong rivalry had developed between the two, which Austin had begun to dominate, taking the last 5 matches in the series. In one of the most important matches of her career, Evert battled her way to a 3-set victory. She then defeated Hannah Manlikova in the finals for her 5th US Open title.
And a look down at the just about capacity-filled stadium court. Pete Sampras, Alex Corretja of Spain. Men's quarterfinals, and the winner here will await the winner of tonight's match between Stefan Edberg and Goran Ivanisevic.
That match tonight can be a far tougher match to call than this particular one. That's a real 50-50 shot there, a flip of a coin. Look forward to that later tonight. I give credit for Corretja for trying to play a lot more on hard courts. He looks more comfortable, what I've seen earlier in this event, moving on the surface. A lot of clay court players have trouble with their movement. Corretja's made some good adjustments there. Take a look at Pete Sampras warming up that big serve. Ranked #1 in the world. Won't be if he doesn't win this tournament. 5 titles, no majors yet this year. Ton of money already. Great record, probably the best record, I think, percentage-wise of anyone so far in the history of the Open era at 41-5, three-time champ. Jimmy Szymanski was that easy first-round win, the lucky loser. Yuri Novak, he struggled there. Pulled that one out with his experience in 5 sets. No problem whatsoever with Alexander Volkov, the Russian, or Mark Philippoussis. Gave the youngster a lesson in the round of 16, played tip-top tennis there. Alex Corretja hoped that Pete's game has come down a little bit. Alex Corretja's up to 31 in the world. He has been ranked as high as 21. Good year this year, 2-time finalist at Hamburg and Kitzbühel. Above 500 at the US Open, obviously his best result this year. Byron Black, first round, 4 sets. Veglio, 4-setter there. Not familiar with Veglio. Jonas Bjorkman, that's a good win in 5 sets. And Guy Forget, the veteran from France, who we saw earlier today in the doubles, straight set win there.
First set, Sampras to serve.
That's Filippo Veglio from Switzerland, for those Veglio fans watching.
But this match should revolve around the Sampras serve. So often happens.
Look where Corretja was trying to hit those backhands. He almost hit the fence. He was so far back. Got to be at least 10, 12 feet behind the baseline. With those 2 backhands. What Pete's going to do is he's going to go wide to the forehand sometimes. A lot of these clay court players, they like to run around the backhand. Corretja, no exception. I like his backswing on the backhand. A nice classic. Doesn't do take a bigger swing than necessary. That's going to help him on this hard court surface. Does have that big swing, however, on the forehand side. Well, that was absolutely beautiful return there. He stepped forward, took it early, took it on the rise. Not a lot of clay courters. Take a look. Well, we just missed the return. Sampras with a good pickup, but Corretja had the wide open court there. If he can return like that at the backhand consistently, you'll soon see Sampras start going to the forehand, where he takes that bigger swing. Won't have as much time to hit the big forehand.
Another winner. That's what Corretja's going to have to
do.
Well, they do go for passing shots that far back, and Corretja can come up with them. They practice quite often. They play matches back there. Look at that. I mean, you can't do any better than that. It's hard to imagine he could do it consistently against Pete Sampras, best of 5 at the Open. Good start for the Spaniard. Nice looking backhand so far this first game.
Hanging in there in a couple of break opportunities now to start the match against Sampras.
A lot is going to be determined by the Corretja serve. How many points, free points he can win on his serve. How aggressive Sampras can be off the return. Corretja showing early he came here to play and win this match. He come here to be a punching bag.
Well, there it is, the service break to start the match. You're watching men's quarterfinal action at the Open.
First game.
Computers in Silicon Valley have a model number on them, and that's it. At Gateway 2000, our custom-built computers are treated a little differently. That's because every system we build has a name attached.
Connie Kramer, Connie from New Jersey. This is your computer, and it's on television.
Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium processor. And the only way to get them is to call 1-800-GATEWAY. You get a friend in the business, give us a call.
Tell me, first of all, what is your name?
Takamatsu Shin desu. I consider my life as an architect, as a journey. Everything I see stimulates my imagination. are one with nature. Architecture, that is nature itself. On Northwest Airlines, I feel the space is spreading out toward the sky. Normally, I can't sleep on airplanes, but in world business class, I sleep very well. This gives me comfort to my feeling and my body. I love traveling. Each time that I travel, I feel my mind is free.
First point in the initial service game for Alex Corretja, 15 love, and slow start for Pete Sampras. Corretja making the early statement, John.
Well, if Pete gets no first serves in like he did the last game, he's Corretja's a very competent player. 0%, I don't think we'll get it done. Just the start Corretja was hoping for. I mean, he might have gone through this whole match not breaking serve.
Corretja not intimidated by Sampras here in the early going.
Well, he wasn't intimidated last year against Agassi. He's not intimidated this year against Sampras. I tell you, for a guy that hits a one-handed backhand, he can hit that ball up high quite well. That takes excellent timing. You got to stay with the ball. Good strength up upper body area. Excellent start for Alex Corretja.
Sampras has won just 1 point so far in the match.
Corretja really throws that ball toss up high. Looks like Ivan Lendl out there. Probably the highest toss on the men's circuit right here. Sampras has not found his range the first 2 games of this match.
So Corretja holds it love.
You can tell the moment he hits his serve. I'm pretty sure that this ball is going to go out of the screen when he throws this toss up.
Gotta pull back.
Oh,
gotta pull way back.
Nice
work.
Pull back there. Look at how high up that is.
I would imagine on breezy days that could be tough to control. The wind has freshened a bit here in New York, but it's still hot and a relatively calm day. 15 love.
30.
120 down the tee.
Well, Sampras finally getting some first serves in the court, and that's going to make things a whole lot easier for him. When those free points allow him to take more chances off the Corretja serve.
First double fault for 30-15. John, thinking about Pete the other night, I think he had a little fire in him, a little revenge in mind. He was real tired of hearing about Philippoussis, I think. Clean winner finds the line for 30 all.
Once again, Corretja stepping forward, not letting that ball get up too high, although that ball got up high pretty quick. Ball bouncing high today. Conditions warm. Corretja, see, he went at an angle, cut it off before it was too late. If I were Sampras, I'd start seriously thinking about going to the forehand. It looks like Corretja's solider off the backhand side.
met Javier Sanchez in the quarterfinals, and Corretja as well. So maybe the days that we think of the Spanish men as mostly clay court specialists, those days are drawing to a close. Sampras holds, but still down a break.
What I'm trying to do is get the Parks Department, get rid of statues we don't need, replace them with tennis players. We don't need Columbus. How about McEnroe? Won many Grand Slams. Didn't have a big gut like Columbus. I have no idea what or to whom this refers to or for whose enjoyment this is. Put up a good ball boy. What works for me with Shakespeare is the goatee. Little reminder of Agassi. What doesn't work? Non-regulation shorts. Don't even get me started on the tights. This guy here kind of looks like a chair umpire. It works for me. We'll keep it.
This is Ford Escort. Did you know that it's new? If you knew that it's new, did you know the wagon's new too? The engine is new, the suspension improved. A safety cell protects but stays out of view. It's quieter inside to shush out the out. But for those who simply must twist and shout, there's premium speakers on a new stereo, so you can get every note and get it to go. This Escort is great. This Escort is nice. This Escort has a very sensible price. So why not check out the newest Escort this season? We've given you every rhyme and rhymed every reason.
There sure are a lot of financial publications out there. Most of these magazines are mass market and cloud the financial horizon with secondary information. However, there's one magazine that can put you on the same level as top investment bankers and portfolio managers. Pick up Bloomberg Personal and get connected to the global information resources our own analysts depend on. Can you afford to read anything else?
Back at the Open, Bill McAtee and John McEnroe. Men's quarterfinals, Pete Sampras, Alex Corretja of Spain. Corretja serving 2-1 and 15 love.
It didn't take long for Corretja to warm up. 30. Look at this. Corretja has no unforced errors yet. That ratio has 17 points have been played, 7 unforced errors. Pete's not going to be happy with this start. Letting Corretja build some early confidence. That ball skidded off the line, right under the Sampras racket. 40. Corretja's serve unorthodox. I was taught when I served that you try to hit the serve right before the ball starts coming down. When we have a chance, we're going to take a look at Corretja's serve again, see how far the ball drops before he hits it. Makes you have to time it even better, the way he throws that ball so high.
Finally, Sampras gets a point.
It's finally an unforced error, number 1 of the match for Corretja. And that's certainly what he needs to do today. Keep out the mistakes and try to play a good, solid match and hope Pete's not on his game.
.40-30. Don't forget, the winner of this match plays the winner of tonight's match between Stefan Edberg and Goran Ivanisevic, and you can see that match right here on USA.
First seeded player that Corretja's played in this event, Pete Sampras. Nice run to the quarters. That's 3 unforced errors after we showed that stat. 7-0, now 7-3.
That's always a sure momentum changer when you do that.
Now we should say how well he's serving. Don't throw in a double.
How long does it generally take to get used to your opponent's style? Does it depend on
it obviously depends on a number of factors. The guy's a big serve volley player. You know what's coming. Depends how many dimensions they have to their game. In this case with Corretja, he hits a lot of toss and the ball kicks up quite high. So you have to make sure you really keep your focus on the ball, keep your eye on the ball. It sounds basic, but it's especially true with players like this.
About a foot long, so back to deuce.
But once he does get used to this top spin, then he can level out his ground strokes, hit him with some more pace, and then Corretja will have a tougher time hitting those heavily top spin ground strokes. And he'll start catching the ball late, and then next thing you know, you'll see Sampras start breaking serve and winning the points from the baseline. Notice here, Pete Sampras has not found the range yet. Forehand he just missed. See, he didn't stay down with it long enough. He pulled up on it. He was trying to pull across court, but he pulled up too much. Dumped that in the middle of the net.
Persistent.
Inside out forehand from Alex Corretja. Takes him to a 3-1 lead this first set.
He leads 3-1.
Watch him run around that backhand. Takes those little steps. That's good to keep the balance. Eye on the ball at all times. Corner of his eye is taking a look at where Pete Sampras is. Comes up with the winner. Head to head for these two players, by the way. Sampras has won both meetings on clay. Whoa. Corretja starting strong, showing he can hit some big returns.
You think this is a different Alex Corretja than Sampras has faced in the past?
Absolutely. They haven't played in a couple years. They were supposed to play earlier this year in second round at Indian Wells.
That head-to-head you were talking about?
Yeah, Sampras won that by default. Corretja injured. Surprised to have a chance of that pass, but overran it and unable to come up with that cross-court winner. You can just sense, though, that Corretja is comfortable on this surface. He's come a long way in a short period of time, this Alex Corretja.
Well, as they say, a lot of tennis still to be played, but this here in the early going sort of has that feel from a couple of years ago when Sampras played Jaime Izuga. You remember that in the round of 16? It was a different situation because Pete had not played very much in the summer and struggled with those cramps. Izuga played amazingly well.
40-50.
Pete also suffered from some fitness problems, was hurting in the stomach towards the end of that match. It is quite hot, though, like it was against Izuga. I believe Pete won 2 each those 2 years. This will be 3, 4, 5.
This will definitely be the first time that he hasn't won 2, but can still win the one he says he cherishes most, the US Open. But Sampras down a break.
There are times when you don't want caffeine. Caffeine-free Diet Coke. All the cola you need and none of the caffeine.
Do you play long body? It's the Prince Design Breakthrough exploding on the Pro Tour. It's Michael Chang's secret weapon. Take your game to greater lengths with a Prince long body racket.
It's not about following the same old rules anymore, or trying to fit into neat little squares. Try Fujifilm's advanced photo system with smart filming cameras. Isn't it time photography got the bigger picture?
Not everything you see in life is perfect, but that doesn't mean you can't see it perfectly, with perfect clarity, perfect comfort, the way you were meant to see through AccuView contact lenses, precision crafted for exceptional vision, ultra thin for lasting comfort. That's why it's the world's #1 contact lens. It's the perfect balance, 20/20 vision, 20/20 comfort. AccuView disposable contact lenses. See your eye doctor for a free trial.
Michael Barkan back at the USTA information booth, where the USTA, in conjunction with IBM, have a website. You see the address here, www.usopen.org. How popular is this website? Nearly 3 million persons around the world have been checking in to get information about the matches. You can get current scores right here. We'll click on this right there, current scores. And then you see Sampras right here, Sampras, Corretja. It's got up-to-the-minute match statistics and scores. For example, we click into statistics real quickly, and we will find that the second serve percentage right there by Pete Sampras, 16% of his second serves are winners. Corretja, 80%. And you can get that checking in on this website. You can also get player diaries, everything right here at the USTA IBM website. We'll send it back to Bill and John.
All right, Michael, and you could also check out the USA Network website, www.usanetwork.com. Some Barkan banter and also results, behind-the-scenes information. And we appreciate all of your comments as well. That's the story.
And Alex Corretja continuing to impress early in this quarterfinal match.
Serving at 40 love.
Oh! 65% first serve percentage, helping Corretja here as well.
I mean, really, you would think that's what he has to do throughout the match.
Absolutely.
Play the absolute highest level possible.
This is exactly what he needs to do. He needs to keep the first serve high. Got to keep the ball deeper than he just did there. Allowed Sampras to run around the back end, hit the forehand winner, this time up the line. Once again,
finds the line in the corner,
threads the needle. So you got to have some strong calves to bounce around the way Corretja is behind that baseline. That's got to be tiresome over a long match, best of 5 sets on this surface.
Unfortunately, this is happening later in the afternoon because the 2 doubles matches both went a couple hours each. So it'll get cooler as this match wears on.
A little over anxious there. Well, it was tough to return. It looked like that mixed doubles could possibly go 3 sets. You know, these 2 guys are biting their fingernails. Wonder if that's going to be over with. It's like, look, you're either on in 10 minutes or an hour. And that's
hard to peak yourself at the right time.
It really is. Which I think, I'll tell you why the ladies finalists will be happy playing Sunday, I believe, at 2 o'clock. Because they don't know when they're going to play after the first men's semis, traditionally Super Saturday. Now Sampras, love 40, from 40 love, break point to level at 3.
His first of the match. Corretja survives.
Let's take a look at the Corretja serve once again. Now right here is where I was taught to hit the serve. That ball dropped about 6 feet further down before Corretja hit that ball. It's almost like a top spin serve. know Corretja can compete, we know he can run, and now we know he can pass as well. Beautiful looking backhand. Classic one-hander. Pulls it cross court for a winner.
I think with a toss this high, your timing has to be so good.
Game correct.
Good that time.
Good so far.
Third ace.
You also got to hope there's not a lot of wind, but fortunately for Corretja's sake, there's not much of today. Good effort for Corretja, first being up 40-love, then going out a break point, and then pulling the game out. Now up 4-2, his first set.
Think about the evolution of Corretja here. He lost in the first round his first 3 years at the Open. This is a guy who, as John mentioned, has worked exceptionally hard on developing his hard court skills.
Really mainly just by playing on hard courts. And that's going to develop your skills better than any other way. Having the guts to go out there and put yourself on the line against hard court players. Playing their backyard. It also means doing more traveling, because in all honesty, in Europe, they have the grass courts at Wimbledon, the clay court season, and mainly clay courts all around Europe. There's a couple indoor tournaments, but mainly clay courts when you're outdoors. So Corretja's have to come to America well before the Open, go down to Australia, play down there. So it's a lot more traveling if you're going to play on all the surfaces.
The final score from the women's doubles semifinal that was going on the grandstand. Fernandez-Vereva, straight sets. Sampras has the serve going now. He holds it love. 4-3 per set.
Corretja leads 4-3.
Don't miss USA Live's grand reopening, September 9th.
You know you're going to order the Selden Tyson bout live on pay-per-view and split the cost with all your friends, right? So call before September 6th and save $5. You get a break. Of course, if Mike gets his way, Selden's going to get a couple too. Liberation, Champion versus Champion live September 7th. Order before September 6th and pay just $39.95. Order September 6th or 7th and drop an extra $5. It's only on pay-per-view.
Coming September 2nd, Arena Stage brings you Blues for an Alabama Sky, a hot new American play by Pearl Cleage that features Felicia Rashad in the performance of a lifetime. Blues for an Alabama Sky. Critics rave. Felicia Rashad gives an amazing performance that's rooted to the earth and holds nothing back. Blues for an Alabama Sky, starting September 2nd, only at Arena Stage. Call 202-488-3300 and get your tickets today.
USA Sports' presentation of the 1996 US Open Tennis Championships is brought to you by DuPont Stainmaster Carpets for outstanding protection against stains and soil, and by Boston Market, home of the Boston Carver sandwiches. Boston Market, carving out a better sandwich.
Eighth game, first set. Corretja serving at 15-love.
Pete showing a little bit of impatience there. New balls, a little bit extra zip, went for too much. Corretja continuing to make his presence felt. It's easy for me to say up here, yeah, Sampras the overwhelming favorite. Sampras has got to go out in the court and play up to his capabilities. And Corretja a good enough player to scare him if he doesn't. If Sampras continues to play at this level, I tell you, it's going to be a very very tight match. There's Paul Anico and Pete's coach. Getting more concerned as this match progresses.
Corretja continues to be impressive on his serve, holding it love, and now a game away from taking the first set. John, at this point in the match, does Pete Sampras try to make something happen or just hope that Corretja cannot continue to play at this level?
No. Corretja's going to continue to play at this level. I'm pretty strong feeling there. He's playing a good, solid match. Pete's got to pick up his game is what he needs to do. That was an Alberto Berasategui-like forehand. Take a look at what Corretja tries to do here. He has the grip, I guess, on the wrong side. So what he... that
flips it over?
The Western... That's not the Western grip, it's the Hawaiian grip.
Hawaiian grip, right. Believe it or not, 9 games in, that's the first ace from Sampras.
When he starts getting that first serve percentage up, he'll start getting the freebies, more aces, put more pressure on Corretja, settle down off the return, because right now he's pressing. I think he was thrown a little bit about wondering when he was going to come on the court. He just doesn't look ready to play yet, and Corretja looks like he's rearing to go from the first point. A little bit of advantage when you have nothing to lose coming into a quarterfinal match. Good idea by Corretja. Sort of, I mean, how often do you think that's going to happen? Corretja coming in off the Sampras serve. We saw Mooster try to do that a couple times against Agassi. Agassi was playing excellent tennis last night. First-rate tennis match.
Love game from Sampras, but Corretja will have a chance to serve for the set.
You want real? I'll give you real. Flora service, fullback. Flora doesn't create wins, she prevents losses. She's the last line of defense between the other team and highlights at 11. That's real. After protecting her team's gold and self-esteem, she needs food. Real food. Real like a $4 Boston Market chicken carver combo. For a limited time, $4 gets her a chicken carver Sammy, side order, and drink. Then what? She's serving up a few dirt Sammys of her own. Eat big, eat real, eat a Boston Carver.
Here, boy, come.
There's still nothing more dependable than a DuPont-approved Stainmaster carpet. So for beauty that lasts, insist only on Stainmaster.
Hi.
Backed and warranted by DuPont.
Mom, Dad, you were always there for me when I was growing up. And I'd like to always be there for you, but I won't.
What's the problem?
Well, I just never got around to investing any money.
Oh, dear.
Hey, older people are getting more active all the time. To be honest, I think that's what's wrong with this country. It just doesn't realize how valuable you old folks are. Plenty of good jobs out there for hardworking people like yourselves. Now you two get out there and make me proud.
Don't let this happen to you. Plan with Alliance today. You, your financial advisor, and Alliance Capital, one of the largest investment managers in the world.
First big moment of the match. Corretja with the chance to serve out this first set. It's long. Well, if the underdog is going to crack, this is usually where we see the first signs of it.
And I could see Pete there getting more defensive, figuring he just push with him in the backcourt, wait for a short ball like he did there, then come in on it. The problem was he missed that approach badly. Still hasn't been able to loosen up.
Who would have thought?
Corretja 5 aces, Sampras what, 2? 1, only 1 ace so far.
2 points away.
There's the old scissor kick overhead, get the crowd pumped up. See if Pete can sneak his way back into this first set. It's a good approach shot that allowed this slight bit of hamming to go on. And
There's
if
Sampras.
he got that ability, I would endorse it. I think Pete should go for it. It's quite enjoyable to watch.
Here he comes.
Well, he's starting to settle down on that forehand, hit good deep approach shots, really get Corretja in trouble. You see Corretja scrambling to try to hang in there, but Sampras back at 30 all now. If he wants to get in a trading situation like that with Corretja, Corretja is comfortable to do that for the rest of this afternoon. Force Sampras to hit that backhand in the net. Now he's got a set point. He'll trade topspin ground strokes all day with Pete Sampras. Had the player let that ball fell out of Corretja's pocket. The next time that happens, Corretja will lose the point. Or you see guys just, when they got themselves in trouble, the point suddenly, oh, ball
reaching
starts
for the
to
pocket.
Yeah, Richie, you're darn right that would happen, Bill. Still set point here. Pretty good zip working on that serve, Corretja. Serving quite hard.
Point of the match at set point.
Well, we saw this last year from Corretja against Agassi, scrambling, competing, making Sampras hit one more stab. Sampras came up with it, but he wasn't expecting the ball to come back that well. Good effort to stay focused. Great effort by both players there. Right back with his 6th ace in the first set.
Advantage Corretja.
Second set point.
Well, I think you're going to see more and more of this as this match progresses. Sampras working the ball around a couple shots, waiting for the short one, then flattening out that forehand. Once again, Corretja hanging tough, but the ball's just sitting up there for Sampras at the end of the point. And that's fatiguing, stretching that much a couple times every rally. Sampras started slowly in this match, was making a lot of unforced errors, but now, when he's getting that short ball, he's making Corretja pay. Corretja's got to keep the ball deeper. Sampras' confidence, you can tell on the rise. If he could get a break here, watch out, the steamroller might start coming out. I think Corretja realizes how big a game this is. Totally different mindset for Sampras if he were to drop this first set.
Well, that was 119 right into the body of Sampras. Listen.
You sort it out? Okay. What's on the line?
Cecil Holland's the man in the chair.
Looked a little bit like Sampras willed that one out. He wasn't really playing it. Maybe the linesman saw that out of the corner of his eye. You know, when a player hits a ball right away, he knows within a pretty close area where that ball's going to drop. And Corretja obviously felt when he hit it that ball was in. Very close call there.
Sampras gets the break back. We're level at 5.
Folks, we are at Flushing Meadows, not Roland Garros. That clay court looking exchange there. That was a big, big game for Pete to hang in this first set. Now he's still got an opportunity to pull it out, build up some more momentum, and make Corretja think some more here.
Sampras holds here, and he'll force Corretja to serve to stay in the first set.
Both of these players' quickness underrated. Excellent movers. This is big league moving today. Corretja and Sampras.
30.
Forty love now. Corretja starting to feel it slipping away just a little bit. Sampras holds it low for 6-5 first set.
Honey, where are you?
With a sharp view cam, there are none of the distractions you get with ordinary camcorders. Its big color screen and pivoting lens mean there are no tiny viewfinders or flip-out screens to get in the way. So you can easily get close to the action and get the shots you'd miss with those other camcorders. You either have a sharp view cam or you need one.
Some women you forget a minute after the door shuts. Some disappear from memory halfway down the hall. And then there are women like Velma, who sit there like an itch you can't scratch, and you find yourself at some all-night diner with your tortured thoughts and a cup of hazelnut vanilla roast coffee. Better make that 100% Colombian coffee.
100% Colombian coffee. Anything else just doesn't sound as good. It's the richest coffee in the world.
And then you walk out into the cold, dark.
What does it feel like in the new club world, tilting cradle seat? What does it feel like to go through Club World fast-track arrivals in London?
John McEnroe, look at our match update. Things very even. On serve at 6-5.
Well, Sampras has really picked up that first serve percentage from early. Corretja doing a good job, 68% more winners and errors, but you're going to see that change soon for Sampras, I have a feeling. A lot more winners are going to start coming off his racket. They didn't do enough with that approach. That good idea to put further pressure on Corretja, but not if he's just going to sit there. Corretja's got too much talent and ability for that, especially off the ground.
Just wide.
Well, he's developed that great running forehand the last couple of years, Sampras. He's just missed it there. He dares his opponents to hit over there. He's quick enough. He's got enough ability to come up with something big usually. He almost hit a winner there. And I think Sampras is a little bit surprised at how well Corretja is serving. He's had a first-rate serving exhibition here in the first set. High percentage, a number of aces, more than Pete. And he's about to take this one, Bill, to a first-set tiebreak.
40 love. You think he's also surprised to see Corretja at the net as much?
Well, he hasn't been there that much, but I don't think anything besides the serve was surprising. He's a good competitor. Pete knows that. He's got some good, solid ground strokes. I think he's taking the ball on the backhand a little bit earlier maybe than Pete thought.
Game Corretja.
He's a smart competitor. You see, he's up 40 love. He realized, hey, that's a good time to maybe serve volley, give Pete, let Pete think a little bit more. And Pete dumped that return in the net, and here we are, first set tiebreaker.
Sampras will serve, and since being broken in the first game of the match, Pete has lost only 3 points on his serve and has won 16 straight.
He's obviously been involved in a lot more tiebreakers this year than Corretja, and with better results. And that's probably the reason, because he's got the bigger serve, although Corretja, that's only his second ace of the match. Corretja's served extremely well so far. Let's see if he can keep it up in this tiebreak. When he hears the score.
I was watching the linesman, and the hand just kind of drifted out there.
Well, now Pete's found out that, let's take a look here. Let's see if this ball is wide, but Pete thought it was good. That's hard to tell there.
You can't tell from the angle. But that was a call was a long time in coming. Obviously, Pete's surprised.
Well, good job by Pete to keep his composure here. Let's take a look once again, see if we can tell. Looks like it hit the line to me.
That caught that outer edge.
And it was also a late call, so tough break there for Sampras. Little delayed reaction here.
2-1 Corretja.
Looked like he was going to say something. The umpire decided not to.
And that was definitely a big call.
See, he had made such an effort to get to it, come up with something beautiful as that, and not getting the call. Tough break.
2 more.
Let's go up there once again, hit those big bombs. That one clocked in 121 miles per hour. And that's out wide to the backhand, where you're going to usually lose some pace because hitting the serve more at an angle. And the one he just hit up there up the middle, which is a little bit harder at 124. And after a slow start serving, Sampras has got that serve working now. Peter just hit a big forehand. He waited for that, took the opening, was aggressive on the backhand approach. Corretja valiantly hanging in, comes up with a reasonably good pass. He's got Sampras at the feather drop volley.
Point played with the champion's poise. No question about it.
Sure was.
The thing about Pete, he very seldom looks awkward out there at any point. I don't know what he's doing. Corretja now at 2-4.
I don't know if that sweat got in his eye there, but it was uncharacteristic miss on a big point. Going nice and short. Ready for Pete to take a big swing at. Now still serving 4-3 here.
Make that 20 straight service points for Sampras.
That's the best second serve he's hit today. Just caught the back of the line. Corretja with the miss hit right into the body. Players today, tennis players in general, don't use that serve enough. The one into the body, not an easy one to return. Kept his concentration and his cool there. Put away that forehand volley. He's now got himself 3 set points. When you have a shot like that, don't worry about what your opponent's doing. Just keep your focus on your own volley. When you have a volley that short, the odds are if you hit it well, you will win the point. Good first serve by Corretja there. Alex himself continuing to serve quite well in this first set.
If you're just joining us, Corretja had 2 first set points. Now we'll face a third.
6-5. Sampras.
Well, that's all Corretja can ask for. Hold his 2 serves, put some pressure on Sampras. See if Pete can come up with a big first serve.
Corretja will try to break the streak of 20 straight Sampras service points. Can't do it. 54 minutes. Sampras in the first set tiebreak.
On a new Pacific Blue.
It's time to turn up the heat.
Am I interrupting something?
Just another day in paradise.
Pacific Blue. Saturday at 9:30, 8:30 Central on USA.
You know you're going to order the Selden Tyson bout live on pay-per-view and split the cost with all your friends, right? So call before September 6th and save $5. You get a break. Of course, if Mike gets his way, Selden's going to get a couple, too. Liberation, Champion versus Champion, live September 7th. Order before September 6th and pay just $39.95. Order September 6th or 7th and drop an extra $5. It's only on pay-per-view.
East of the River Community Development Corporation is making a difference for a better Washington. Founded in 1988, we provide low-income housing and youth programs to the 84,000 residents of Ward 8. East of the River Community Development Corporation is working with the Howard University Small Business Development Center and as many as 250 businesses to spur economic development in Ward 8. For more information, call 202-561-4974. East of the River Community Development Corporation. Working for our community, working for Washington.
USA Live, please.
No problem. Bertice Berry joins USA Live September 9th, starting at 1. Don't be late. No problem.
Now, Pete Sampras won 22 straight service points to close out that first set. I thought it was 21 after being broken in the opening game. But Corretja has played well and served well.
Corretja's pretty much played up to his ability. Sampras slowly starting to pick up the level of his game. That's why he was able to pull out that first set, which is a sign of a champion there, because Corretja wasn't about to give it to him. And now what he'd like to do is put some early pressure on Corretja and get this early second set break. See if he can get on some sort of roll here. When he hit a total miss hit, it bounces 2 inches inside the baseline like Corretja's ground stroke a couple shots ago did.
15 all.
He's got to keep good depth on those ground strokes. Don't allow Sampras to take that ball early and put pressure on him.
Yeah.
But when you take a big swing like he does on the forehand, you do have a tendency to miss hit a lot of balls. There he is being aggressive and showing he can hit some nice forehand approach shots as well.
So 30-15.
Obviously, the other thing that Corretja needs to do is keep those unforced errors down. It was a very makeable approach. He's got to make Sampras come up at the pass. We showed early in the match he didn't have any unforced errors the first 4 or 5 games. That's number 12 now, missing that backhand pass.
Well, this is what Corretja did not want. Let that first set slip away, and now facing a break point here to start the second.
Sampras looked a little bit surprised there. A little late for that backhand. I think he expected Corretja to pull that forehand up the line. That's a tough shot to tell where it's being hit. That wide open forehand stance that Corretja uses a lot of other clay court players. It's tough to read. I don't think he wants to just hit the ball back to Corretja. Corretja can hit balls back all day. He needs to get Corretja on the run, wear him down physically, and then Corretja will start pressing and going for more when he starts getting a little tired. Good recovery from Corretja there.
7th ace. Corretja holds.
It's not about following the same old rules anymore, or trying to fit into neat little squares. It's not about thinking one size fits all. Advanced technology has finally caught up with reality. Try Fujifilm's advanced photo system with smart film and cameras. Isn't it time photography got the bigger picture?
Introducing the new Acura 3.5 RL luxury sedan. We gave it extraordinary low-end torque for responsiveness. We gave it the longest wheelbase in its class for stability and interior space. And when you get it on the road, you'll swear we also gave it dancing lessons.
Australia's Great Barrier Reef. You don't need fins to swim under it. You don't need wings to fly over it. You don't need 4 legs to run through it. But you just might need to bring this. Because Reef Watch Air Tours, Wild Track Jeep Safaris, and Pro Sail Schooners will take you on the ride of your life. But they won't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
On serve as we start the second set, and let's check in with Michael Barkan. Michael?
All right, Bill, with Paul Annacone, Pete's coach, and a little bit of a slow start. He came back to win that first set, but with a guy like Corretja, as you said, he poses some problems, doesn't he?
He hits a very heavy ball off the baseline. Obviously, he's going to stay back a lot, but Pete got off to a sluggish start and did a good job to hang in there and come through in the tiebreaker.
What specifically do you have to worry about with Corretja?
He's got a big forehand, and he hits the ball well from the baseline. It's like I said, it's a heavy ball, so it's hard to attack. The key is to try to get him on a defensive movement a little bit to create some opportunities for Pete to either hit a big forehand or come to the net and try to finish the point up there.
You just took a racket back, everything okay from the string department?
Yeah, with the humidity, it's a little bit tough, and Pete likes his rackets real tight, so the humidity makes it stretch a little bit, so I have a feeling I'll be doing a few laps today.
All right, we'll be with you. Thanks, Paul. Bill?
Michael, thank you. 15 all. It is a very humid day. Pete a little frustrated there.
Well, 2 things. The humidity is going to lose a little tension, as Paul pointed out. He likes it nice and tight. And these hot conditions, quite often, the balls go through the air a little faster, kicked up a little bit higher. And you notice that today with those Corretja ground strokes. Pete's still struggling with the range. Corretja hanging tough. 15-30 this first service game for Sampras in the second set.
Pete also uses that heavy racket. Does the weather come into play there, lugging that racket around?
Well, I just, fatigue, but I don't think the weather, other than just physical conditioning. That was long. What a reply from Corretja there. Pete had lined up that big forehand, and Corretja came back with a big one of his own, forced the error.
So, a couple of break opportunities for Alex Corretja of Spain.
30.
All Corretja wanted to do was just get that ball back in deep, not go for too much, but he couldn't keep the ball down there. Sampras has got a big kick on that second serve, and not an easy serve to time.
Sampras saves the second. So we go to deuce.
See the 15-40 point, he just tried to hit it in deep, went long, so he overcompensated. That return too short. Sampras once again with the big forehand.
Right on the line.
A good lesson for tennis fans and players there. Took a short backswing. He just used the Sampras pace. That was 123 miles per hour. Just blocked it back. And what do we have here? A backhand return winner.
Third break point.
Pete Sampras got a big time break there. That was a winner. Instead clipped the top of the tape. Sat up there beautifully for Sampras. Easy put away. This is about as easy as it's going to get on a tennis court. He says, thank you very much, net. These tightly wound US Open nets.
Second double fault brings up fourth break chance. Both players with opportunities here early in the second set. So far, neither able to convert.
Well, that's part of the net. It's 42 inches right up the middle, 36. So you got to give yourself a little bit more margin there. Corretja knows that, but he didn't get that ball up high enough. Just once again clipping the top of the tape. There's a case where you keep totally focused on the volley. Don't look at Corretja whatsoever. Just know if you hit a good solid volley cross court and keep it short like Pete did there, you know it's going to be a winner. No human being, even Michael Chang, couldn't have run that one down. Boy, that ball really kicked up. Corretja shaking his head there. That must have hit something on the court. Take a look there. Corretja thought he was about ready to. I mean,
my goodness.
He should save that serve when he needs it. Talk about extra mustard.
Four break chances. Sampras saves them all. 1-all second set. Too good.
I'll tell you, that's a lot tougher to do than it looks, though. Sampras kept his cool for a couple grounds, just kept it nice and deep. Finally, the short ball, and he just pounced on it. Corretja desperately trying to run it down. Love 15. That's the shot Pete appears to give you. He keeps that side a little bit open on the forehand, says, go ahead, try to pass me there, hit a winner. And then he sprints over there, pulls across court, and you got to come up with a big shot of your own. Corretja tried, just missed that forehand long, love 30. Cat and mouse going on here in this quarterfinal US Open. This is always what I thought of tennis as an athletic chess match. Trying to keep a couple moves ahead of your opponent. That's a bad miss there by Sampras. All he was trying to do was chip and get it in the court. Ball floated on him. Shows you how much power in those graphite rackets of today. Don't hit in the sweet spot. Ball goes a couple feet long.
And there's the winner. Men's quarterfinals at the US Open on USA. Bill McAtee and John McEnroe. We're in the second set. Pete Sampras won the first over Alex Corretja of Spain in a tiebreak, 1-all and 30-all. Here in the third game of the second set. And don't forget tonight here on USA, Goran Ivanisevic, Stefan Edberg. The winner there will play the winner here.
40-30.
Looking forward to that Edberg-Ivanisevic match tonight. A lot of people surprised that Stefan has been able to hang in, but he has played well. Met every challenge, and for the most part, so has Corretja on serve.
I just feel really good, and I can really give my daughter her birthday present, which is what I promised. So that's really important to me. That I quit smoking.
New Nicotrol, a whole new and simple way to help you quit. Only Nicotrol has a 6-week program, not 10 weeks like the other patch or 12 weeks like the gum.
It could not be harder for anyone else in this world to quit smoking than me. That's how I personally feel.
6 weeks, 1 step. Take control with Nicotrol.
The new Ford Taurus has people talking. Road and Track says the new V6 is a high-strung engine born to gallop. Chris Hayward said,
I'm surprised. A car this comfortable has that much pickup.
Automobile Magazine named Taurus Design of the Year. And Ray Wells agrees.
The new shape is just fantastic. Ford finally got me.
The new Ford Taurus. Now with $1,000 cash back, Taurus starts at just $17,545. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Do you play long body? It's the Prince Design Breakthrough exploding on the Pro Tour. It's Michael Chang's secret weapon. Take your game to greater lengths with a Prince long body racket.
Hey, you're a guy, and guys need protection made just for them, like Speed Stick. Our new pack is easier to handle and has a new comfort top. It's a better way to get that same great Speed Stick protection, just for the guys.
When you stare across the net at Stefan Edberg, you look into the eyes of one of the game's greatest champions. In his last Grand Slam appearance, Edberg has defied the odds and reached the quarterfinals in dramatic fashion. With the whole world watching, he looks to ride the wave of momentum to one final Grand Slam title. Standing in his way is a hungry Goran Ivanisevic. After bowing out of the Open in the first round the last 2 years, Ivanisevic tries to do something he never has before: win a Grand Slam event. Edberg and Ivanisevic clash on Stadium Court tonight on USA.
And once again, as you look out on the Stadium Court, winner here will take on the winner of that match in the semifinals. Sampras continues to serve well in 40 love. It's that opening game. He has really been on a roll.
Well, no chance for Corretja that game. Quick service game to get back to 2-all, put the pressure right back on Corretja's shoulders.
Pete Sampras, who made his Grand Slam debut here at the Open 8 years ago as a wild card. He had been the runner-up to Michael Chang in the U.S. Boys 18s, and that first year he lost to Jaime Izaga after going up 2 sets. So a valuable lesson for Pete's first Grand Slam appearance. Another ace from Corretja, that's 9.
Corretja serving at 64%, more winners than unforced errors. Pete has just gone over the 500 mark in that regard. I expect that to improve as this match progresses.
Pete's saying it was way out.
Trying to conserve that energy. Quite hot out there today. Long past the 5-set men's quarterfinal match. I'm not a complainer anyway. Felt that serve was well long.
It's only the first double fault. So an excellent ratio for the Spaniard.
He's had a couple good wins over top players, beaten Courier twice on hard courts and clay. He's had wins over Stefan Edberg on hard courts. Thomas Muster, he broke Muster's 40-match winning streak on clay last year in Gstaad. Alex Corretja, well respected on the men's professional tour.
Now that is the 10th ace.
What else is so rare, so naturally brilliant, so exquisitely pure, that it can capture the light of your love? This year, give her the diamond that will take her breath away.
It was just one of those nights, just one of those fabulous flights, a trip to the moon on gossamer wings, just one of those things. If we thought a bit of the
There's an emerging new style of wine, Gossamer Bay.
As president, I would reduce the deficit by cutting spending in all facets of government.
Hey, if the government wants to save money, they should take a lesson from small business and go to Office Max. Office supplies, computers, electronics, software, furniture. Great stuff like Pilot pens and Office Star chairs at guaranteed low prices. So any business can save time and money, even the government. You know, maybe America needs a candidate who actually knows how to save money.
How about you?
Office Max, we go to the max for you.
In the mixed doubles final today, Lisa Raymond, Patrick Galbraith, the champions in straight sets. In fact, there have been, I guess, 5 complete sets played here throughout the day in the mixed doubles and the men's doubles semifinal. Every one of them a tiebreak, including the first set here. 15 love.
30 love.
Now 30 love.
Pete's got that first serve working now. Corretja looking for opportunities, trying to figure out if he should move closer, stay back, what he should do to return this big serve of Pete Sampras. Sampras, on the other hand, trying to figure out that Corretja ball toss.
Clean winner there.
Expert backhand up the line, stayed down nice and low. 40. You can't do it any better than this. Corretja trying to chip this ball short. Sampras held it a little bit extra. It was almost like a bit of an inside-out backhand, but he played it safe enough that that ball landed in anyway. Quick game for Sampras now.
4 aces. So other than the first service game of the match and the first service game of that second set, where Sampras faced the 4 break points, he has served very well. And I guess, John, that puts a lot of pressure on your opponent's serve.
That's exactly what Sampras wants.
Get on a run like that. 3 off.
Worked awful hard for that pass. Well-deserved point for Alex Corretja there. It's Manolo Orantes.
15.
A winner in 1975 of the US Open. Defeated Jimmy Connors. And that's well behind the baseline. That's after a lot of running. Well-deserved there. And showed he could flatten out that forehand when he needs to as well. A great match with Orantes 75, Guillermo Vilas in the semifinal, and I'm 2-1 and 5-1. You just can't run that one down, Alex Corretja. 2-1, 5-1 down in the fourth set against Vilas. Came back, won that match in 5, finished about 1 or 2 in the morning, came back about 12 hours later, beat Jimmy Connors. What an effort there for the
Not a bad
Spaniard.
24 hours.
Get the job done. There's Manolo right there. Looking dapper.
Looking very cool considering the heat today.
First US Open I played, Bill, in 1977. I reached the round of 16s where I played Orantes. And he drop shotted me virtually every point. When I'd run in to try to get the drop shot, I'd try to hit a good deep approach back. He'd volley that and lob it over my head. Did it about 30 times in the match.
You weren't very frustrated that day, were you?
Not at all. 6'2", 6'3", whipping. Early lesson in my career. Pete should be all over that. Corretja shaking his head. He knew that ball was too short. Not happy with the call there on that point as well. That may have been why he took his eye off the ball for that split second. Still up 40-30 at 3-all second set. Corretja continuing to hang tough here. So good volleying technique, a bigger first serve than I anticipated. There was an attempt at a serve volley. We know about his excellent foot speed around the court, his determination, his competitiveness. Giving Sampras so far all he can handle. Too short again, but I'll tell you, Sampras absolutely crushed that forehand. That was flat as a Connors ground stroke. Connors loved to hit the ball nice and flat. And that's what you call a big, big league forehand.
Deuce.
Smart play by Corretja there. Took something off it, make sure he got the first serve in. Sampras overhitting that return. Mistaken. I think Manolo Orantes is the Davis Cup coach for Spain.
So Corretja holds 4-3, second set.
I like watching strippers, even if they are my cousins.
Hold it. Wings is flying to a new time on USA. Weekdays at 5 starting Monday.
It's time for DC to hoop it up. Bigger and better than ever. Nike and Channel 9 Eyewitness Sports is proud to present Ken Brew's Washington, D.C. Hoop It Up, the official 3-on-3 basketball tournament of the NBA. Coming back to the streets of Washington, D.C. the weekend of September 14th and 15th. It's open to everyone ages 10 and up. If you've got a pulse, then we've got a division for you. Pick up your entry forms at your local Foot Locker, Safeway, or call the Hoop It Up hotline. Register by September 6th or you'll be watching from the bench. Come on, Hoopsters, just do it.
They're back. Howard and Hampton, Friday, September 13th, and the 3rd Annual Greater Washington Urban League Coca-Cola Football Classic, 8 p.m. at RFK Stadium, and a showdown to determine the real HU. But the Classic is more than a game. There's a free pregame family festival, the big halftime battle of the bands, and some lucky person may win $50,000 in the game's Kick for Cash field goal contest. Howard versus Hampton, Friday, September 13th, the Greater Washington Urban League Coca-Cola Football Classic. Tickets available at Ticketmaster and the league. Call 1-800-968-PLAY.
Roll sound. In production now.
Silk stockings.
New season.
Surprises. All new.
On USA and nowhere else.
Premiere
Sunday, September 15th at 9, 8 Central. Now, let's go kick some butt.
Pete Sampras serving to try to level the second set at 4. Now there's that shadow, and I know the players are going to be happy when that covers the court. Get out of the sun a little bit.
Oh, what a forehand there.
Dead run.
First point of the game, Corretja had a good low return and came in and behind it. When Sampras was serving the ball and hit a winner off that, look at this forehand there. That just about hit the ground. Sampras hit what he thought was a good volley. Look what Alex Corretja came up with there. Hooked that ball into the court.
A bit of daylight here at Love 30.
Sampras with the break there, flipping the tape. Corretja almost ran that one down. I like that play when he came in off the return. Sampras serving and volleying, and he volleyed Sampras's volley away for a winner. Maybe shocked Pete a little bit there. That's 4 straight points Pete Sampras has served in volley. Trying to take some pressure off himself. I think it's a good idea. He's got that big serve, one of the biggest in the game. He's a first-rate volleyer. Covers the court extremely well. Corretja's giving him all he can handle from the baseline. He's not as well known for his returner serve. You see there, he's got that big swing on the forehand. Tough to get around a Sampras first serve. Actually, he's done a better job on the backhand side where he can make that swing a little bit more compact. I'll take the racket back as far. Sampras a point here for 4-all. Breaks the string. And almost went in. Good move by Corretja there. Looked bluffed that he was going to come in. And decided not to. Pete Sampras, because of the broken string, that ball went a little bit long. Lost about 10, 15 pounds, maybe more when that string broke.
Really has your ring.
There you can see Pete's
It looked like
racket.
it shattered almost.
Paul Anacone will have to do that little jog to the area where the racket stringers are. Get it back in about 30 minutes or so, and he'll have a new string job. But all his rackets are very, very close in tension, so shouldn't be much of a problem for Pete to switch to a new racket like he just did. It certainly didn't appear to be a problem. That's Paul Anacone, his coach, looking to get that racket. I'd like to bring a few different tensions on the court, just in case suddenly some cloud cover came over, conditions changed. Players like Sampras, remember Lendl, always strong no matter if it's played on altitude. He'd string at the exact same tension, exact same weight. Even if the balls were heavier, the balls we all know are heavier at Wimbledon than they are here at the US Open, but didn't matter to Ivan. And Pete, pretty much similar to Ivan in that way, likes to keep it quite tight. There's another broken string. I thought was. Maybe I was wrong. I thought I heard a string break there, but maybe he cracked that racket. Heard something. Just taking a look at it, see if anything happened to it. It was a big first serve. Once again, a point for 4-all. Sampras does make subtle changes, though. I've seen where he's come down 2-3 pounds, but rarely more than that. Sampras with a bad miss off the approach there. You can see where fatigue could set in with Corretja. Remember, he cramped against Agassi last year here in the 4th set. Running is one thing, but having to stop on a dime, that's what really tires your legs out.
Played that 5-setter against Agassi in the 2nd round.
Once again, Corretja with the surprise tactic. Coming in behind his return while Sampras was serving and volleying. Unfortunately for Alex, jumped too early. Deft little volley lob there for Pete Sampras. They still try to run it down. Most players would not even have attempted to retrieve that, but Corretja is one of the best competitors in the game. Paid off there. Well, the lob would have worked if it had been a little bit deeper. Here's the drop shot. Corretja let that ball drop below the net, which he shouldn't have done, but probably a little bit of fatigue there, but just a gimme for him on the overhead.
Sampras having to work hard on his serve here.
Hit that umpire there in the head.
She looks okay.
Seems like she's all right.
We can get a replay on that to see if...
School of hard knocks there. Take a look at this forehand from Alex Corretja. No,
hit the post.
Fortunately, that's why she looks okay.
She looked fine.
So actually, if that ball had dropped in, that would have been playable. It didn't miss by much.
Sampras able to close it out for 4-all.
Boy, he scooped that up beautifully. That was not an easy half volley. Corretja worked hard on that service game, unable to break though. We'll see if Sampras can up the pressure a little bit and get this break here, the 9th game of the 2nd set.
There's that shadow that we've talked about periodically. Is this one of the tougher times to play on the stadium?
Absolutely.
All going in and out of that light.
And unfortunately for the men, the finals is played at 4 o'clock, so that does become a factor in the 2nd set as well. Kurt Anacone, Paul Anacone, Pete's coach, talked about the heavy ground strokes of Corretja. There's a good example there. That ball really kicked up. Good shot of those shadows. Coming over the center court here at the USTA National Tennis Center.
It takes about 20 minutes. I haven't timed it officially, but about 20 minutes to work its way across.
It's good for a break or two, perhaps. Pulled that one a little bit wide. Corretja is not giving anything away today. There's that big first serve that we've talked about in this match. It's paid dividends for him. He's won a lot of free points off it. And I think he surprised Pete Sampras. Certainly surprised me. Good pace on that serve. Also good first serve percentage. Still around 64% for the match.
Goes another Sampras string. 5-4.
Ocean Spray supports the Women's Sports Foundation. Women craving to be their best. To do their best. To drink the best.
Time to disappear behind the wall of the National Tennis Center in the stadium court. It's going to be a tricky service game for Corretja, a return game, because the ball's going to be coming right out of the light into the shadow.
Could we possibly be headed for another tiebreak? Number 6 in a row on center court today. Men's doubles semis. Harhouse-Elting wins 6 and 6. Mixed doubles finals 6 and 6. First set here 7-6. Looks like Sampras is about to level this second set, in 5 games all. So a good chance for number 6 as well here in the men's singles quarterfinals. Corretja just tried to crush Sampras with his passing shot, went right at him. He just stuck out the racket, had the easy volley put away. A surprise here that he's been unable to break Alex Corretja more than one time. Broke Mark Philippoussis, I think, 4 times in their match. By the Spaniard.
Alex guessed right. Made Pete pay.
Well, I think he faked here, like he was going to go to the forehand side. Yeah, he did, and Pete went for it, fell for it.
But still 40-15.
Rather embarrassing to have to watch that ball go by you, but as you pointed out, still 2 points for 5-all. When you got that first serve, you get over the embarrassment quick.
5 games all.
Five all in the second set. We know about Agassi Chang coming up on Saturday, the lower semi. Looks like Pete Sampras, if he can pull this one out, will be the 3rd American. And then tonight, don't forget, Ivanisevic Edberg at 7:30.
You looking forward to that?
Should be a very, very interesting match.
Ivanisevic has played exceptionally well. Served incredibly well.
Maybe Ivanisevic can pull an Edberg. You remember Edberg struggled for so many years here at the US Open, then became a 2-time champion, and now fans showing their appreciation the last year. Stefan seems to be really enjoying his US Opens now. We know Ivanisevic has struggled. He's been threatening for years to win a major.
Oh, that dropped in. Pete thought, hoped it was long.
30. When you got that big topspin, watch how that ball can dip so fast. As he flicks that wrist, Sampras thought it was going to drop a little bit long, but nope, well inside the baseline. By this time in the match, if Sampras would have things more in control, particularly off the ground, that he would have figured out what to do against Corretja. So you got to give Alex a lot of credit today. He's continued to mix things up just enough to keep Sampras off balance and not able to get in a full flow. You can just get the sense that Pete feels he's been struggling today. He's gotten on a pretty good rhythm on the serve. Unable to do a whole lot off the Corretja serve.
There it is, 6-5 now, second set. Across the court.
And that was 18 minutes. Come on.
Pete's trying to send this to another tiebreak, as John mentioned. That would be 6 straight tiebreaks here in action today on the stadium court. Well, what about this match so far, John, has surprised you? As you take a look at this, in and of itself, is a bit of a surprise.
Well, I would say
it's 9 years.
Yeah, so that is surprising. Pete, a 3-time champ here. It hasn't surprised me, but I must say, Corretja's played even better than I thought he could. He served bigger. He's been able to apply pressure on his serve and a little bit on Pete's serve. I knew he had good solid ground shows. He competed extremely well. He's going to work hard here. And you figure sometimes after you have a big match like Pete did against Philippoussis, you may come out let down. In addition to the fact that they were supposed to play what they thought around 2, didn't get on the court to about 3:30. So all these facts together have made this a very tight match. I didn't expect it to be this tight. I expected it to be competitive for a while, but the other thing that I think has surprised Pete and surprised me, that he hasn't been able to hurt Corretja more off that running forehand side. He's gotten that shot, and then he hasn't been able to capitalize on it. Or if he has, Corretja's done a good job running some forehands down, using the stringlings that he puts in his strings to try to get that gut to last a little bit longer, and then he sticks it in his sock.
A little toolkit. Forcing Sampras to come up with a good shot.
A little bit surprising here that now Sampras is trying to go to the toolkit. I wouldn't have missed that volley. There's Delana Mulcahy, his girlfriend, in the middle there, watching on concern. Pete Sampras is serving and volleying now on first and second serves. The last 2 or 3 service games. Better be careful here. 30 all. Only 2 points from a real match at 1 set all. There, chooses to stay back on a first serve. Unforced error on that backhand approach, and Corretja once again with a set point.
Had 2 in that first set.
Sampras taking a little bit extra time. He will not get penalized for that because the crowd is a little bit vociferous. Trying to get this match more exciting. Oh. Big certainly really needed there.
That's a rally killer.
That's ace number 6 for Pete. You don't want to have to hit a tough volley on set point. A lot easier to hit those big aces. Well, there's one thing is less to think about when you serve and volley in both serves. You know you're going to do it, so you just focus in on that big weapon that Pete's got. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised he doesn't do it more often. He's got such an awesome serve, beautiful motion. Back it up with some excellent volleying as well. It breaks another string there. It's going through rackets today.
Won't be a cat left in the neighborhood. This continues.
Don't use catgut anymore, Bill. It's the old days.
Ah.
Used to be the real good gut, the old cat gut. Animal rights people complain too much. Now they use synthetic materials.
Well, Anacone, that expression just doesn't ever seem to change.
Spanish spots on their feet, and deservedly so. Corretja on the defensive, just running, trying to take one last swing at, and once again comes up with the big-time forehand pass, and Pete Sampras looks on in disbelief. Yes, he gave Corretja one more chance, but he still didn't expect that type of pass. Again, Corretja with the big forehand.
Second.
Sorry, Billy. Tried to take that out wide, and Corretja up to the task.
Twice. Second set point.
I'll tell you here, the crowd at the USTA National Tennis Center appreciating this effort from Alex Corretja, who's put in a fine performance so far. Well, set point number 3. Pete a little overeager on that volley. A wide open court there and couldn't capitalize. Sampras, Bill, cannot believe it. He tries to keep the pressure on Corretja here. Chips and charges. Try to cover the line. I thought Corretja would pull it up the line again, but this time he swings it cross court. And incredibly now, 1 set all.
Corretja just painting the lines. The last 3 or 4 points. So new life.
Unbelievable game there for Alex Corretja. Sampras looking a little discouraged right now. Cannot blame him. 15 more. Corretja still at the moment, plenty of bounce in those legs. We kept it up last year for 3 sets against Agassi. Let's see if he can keep it up for 4 sets against Pete Sampras. A lot of the points have been shorter because of the big serves that both players have really shown today, so that may help him in the stretch run. Sampras really not moving well this game, giving this game away pretty much. Agassi makes you work so hard from the ground. We saw that last night with Thomas Muster.
Men's quarterfinals, a set apiece at the Open.